Well, good morning. I'm going to start this at 4:44. I haven't started one at a triple number, I don't think, for a while. Anyway, the title for this video is The Cabal is the Problem. And the blurb that I wrote goes like this. No matter how I look at it, I do not see any solution to the challenges we face as humans short of removing the cabal from power. To me, the cabal is demon-possessed. A group of human-like individuals controlled and driven by non-human entities. In other words, the players have human faces. They are driven to control at all costs to make everyone their slave. Until we rid ourselves of this minion and their lies, human life will be mostly unfulfilled. We cannot experience the kingdom of heaven on earth until this travesty is ended, however that may occur. And when I finally got out of bed this morning, I laid there awake, pondering things for quite a while, meditating or whatever you want to call it, before I got up. And I came to the computer to check any new messages and everything. One person commented in regard to the short video that I posted. Let me just check and see the name of it. It's The Biggest Scam in the World Revealed. And it's by Ken O'Keefe. And the most recent comment on that, and of course there's a little bit of a string of comments following that comment that were new, that were not here last night. It says, I agree, Ron Van Dyke, and I believe the most powerful thing we can do in this case is to put on as much energy as possible to create a consciousness around electing Bernie Sanders for president. He is the underdog that is gaining more and more popularity. He is the best voice we have that can actually do something. Feel the burn, baby. uh, anyway, the problem is not who holds office. You can have the best person elected president possible. I mean, not that anybody decent is going to hardly even get on the ballot, let alone get elected. Ron Paul would have been elected. He would have made some positive changes if he had the power to do so. He would have at least spoken out about what's wrong in the country. And I don't know how much Bernie Sanders has done that. To some degree, I'm sure he has. However, the people that run the country are not the people you see on television. They're not the people even that sit in the Senate or the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C. They are powerful people that are the advisors to the leaders. And most of them are claimed to be Jewish, but they're not Jewish. They're part of that faction that grew up in a part of the former Soviet Union. I forget what even the word is, but they're part of that group that claimed to be Jews. When they were given the choice to become Muslim or Christian, they chose to become Jewish, but they're not Jewish by blood or by descent. They were Jewish by choice, and they're a powerful faction in playing the game on the earth. They control modern day Israel. They are demon-possessed people, and they're the ones that are the advisors to the president and all the things. And it's the deck is loaded against any positive progress being made because demons are in charge. I wish I could remember the name of that. Anyway, I would like to see honest elections. I would like to see an honest monetary system. I would like to see honest courts. I would like to see honest business conducted, where people actually can operate without corporations. Everybody operates with full accountability, and if they make a mistake, they have to make amends. I mean, that's the way it needs to be. That's the way the world needs to be, but it's not that way. Everything is fraud. Everything is fiction. Everything is crooked. Corporation is dead entity. It comes from corpse. Corporation is a dead entity. It is not life-giving, and it is not alive. It is a lie. in fact, in point of fact. Corporations are lies, and you and I have been made corporations. The corporate entity is our name in all capital letters. And I don't know how much of the rest of the world that goes on, but I know that's the way it is in the United States, which has been taken over again by a cabal of demon-possessed minions. This cannot be resolved by changing faces in the White House. This cannot be resolved by people getting on the internet and talking about what's wrong. It can only be resolved by someone called God, someone that is supposed to be all-powerful, stepping in and putting an end once and for all to this group of people, group of beings that are hell-bent on lying and stealing and corrupting everything that they can get their hands on. They are not real. They are not living beings. They are not children of God in a sense, although I even if as the words come out of my mouth, I rail against that because I believe that God ultimately everything that is part of God. It can't exist if it's not part of God. But it's been given too much leeway to do too many things and to develop too much of an illusion of power, an ego that's so large that it doesn't even allow itself to be challenged or to hear truth. Even if it hears truth, it turns it off somehow. I don't know how, but the cabal is the problem. The people that run the planet Earth are the problem. They already, apparently, from what I've studied, they already succeeded in destroying Mars. Mars may still be somewhat habitable in some places, but it's been mostly desolated. But it had a civilization there. There are evidences that can be seen even in picturing it on the great telescopes and stuff. There are evidences of human or of civilization on Mars, but it was mostly wiped out. Why? Because this cabal, these evil minions, were allowed to run footloose and fancy-free with no rules being enforced. Being enforced is the thing. I mean, do unto others as you would have others do unto you has to be enforced when people don't do unto others properly, where they act unlawfully and without merit, without heart. There's no soul in these people. They've become seemingly soulless individuals that run the planet. You can't just change a face somewhere in a position of so-called authority unless you get rid of the people behind them that are actually calling the shots. We've got to understand that Obama and Reagan and the Bushes and the Clintons and all these people, they don't run anything. They don't run anything. They take orders from somebody else. It's the somebody else, the man behind the curtain, the puppet master, if you will. That's what needs to be changed. That's what needs to be gotten out of and gotten rid of and disempowered or put somewhere where they can play out their sick game without interfering with the evolution of people that want to do the right thing, that want to love one another, that want to be part of the kingdom of heaven on earth and manifest good things instead of what's been manifested. Anyway, this is something that is near and dear to my heart, and I would like it to be near and dear to every thinking person's heart, everyone that wants to love, everyone that wants to do right and to do good, everyone that wants to be uplifted and wants to uplift others. That if it would get to our hearts and we could take this in, we could maybe break through some of these chains that have bound us for so long. But to me, it's going to take divine intervention, and nothing short of that can possibly succeed. Anyway, thank you for listening, and namaste.